Minute-taking mastery. Use verbs to show decisions versus discussions. Minutes are more than casual notes. They are legal and historical records that people will rely on long after the meeting ends. Because minutes can be used to demonstrate compliance, prove decisions, or explain why actions were taken, every sentence matters. The exact words used determine accountability and follow-up. Vague language lets responsibility slip away, while precise wording ties actions to people and dates. When verbs are ambiguous, it creates confusion about who should act and when, which can lead to missed deadlines or disputes. Treat minutes like a roadmap. They must clearly direct future steps and show who is responsible for them. Understanding whether the meeting produced a decision or a discussion is the most important distinction in minutes. A decision is an agreed action with direction, often reached by vote or consensus, and it creates an obligation or change. A discussion is an exchange of ideas that informs thinking but does not bind anyone to act. Capture which occurred by the verbs you choose. Use strong, final verbs for decisions and softer, exploratory verbs for discussions. Clear verb choice prevents assumptions about commitment and ensures readers know whether action is required. When a meeting produces a concrete outcome, use explicit, final verbs like resolved, approved, adopted, or authorized. These words signal that an action has been formally taken and sets expectations for follow-up. Always pair those verbs with who will act, what they will do, and when it must be done to remove doubt. For example, Board resolved to implement the new travel policy and complete rollout by June 30th, unanimous. That pattern, verb plus action plus deadline plus vote, creates a clear, actionable record that supports accountability and tracking. Use tentative verbs for items that were considered but not decided, such as discussed, explored, considered, or noted. These words show that the meeting exchanged ideas without creating a binding outcome. Avoid implying commitment by steering clear of agreed unless the group formally confirmed the action. When a decision is deferred, explicitly record the next steps: who will do further research, when the matter will return for discussion, and any criteria for deciding. That way, readers know the item is ongoing and what to expect next. When votes or delegations occur, record the motion text, who moved and seconded it, the vote counts, and any abstentions to preserve procedural integrity. If authority is delegated, state who received the delegation, the scope of their authority, and any limits or reporting requirements. Use clear verbs like delegated or referred, followed by a concise description of powers granted. For example, committee delegated authority to the CEO to negotiate terms up to $50,000, reporting back at the next meeting. Precision here prevents misunderstandings about power and responsibility. When editing minutes, read each item asking, was this decided or debated? Who acts next? Replace vague verbs with specific ones and add any missing who/when details so the record is actionable. If you don't have full information, flag the item for confirmation at the next meeting rather than guessing. Use brackets or notes to indicate uncertainty. For example, confirm deadline with project lead. Clear editing turns vague prose into a reliable record and reduces the need for follow-up clarification later on. Prepare templates that separate decision and discussion sections so you capture each item correctly in real time. Take motion language verbatim whenever possible and note the procedural context, who moved, who seconded, and any objections, so your record matches what happened. During the meeting, Listen for outcomes and restate them aloud for confirmation before closing the item. Say, "So we have resolved to," with a deadline of, "Is that correct?" This quick check prevents later disputes and ensures minutes reflect the group's intent accurately. Be deliberate with verb choice. Use strong verbs to record decisions and tentative verbs for discussions so readers immediately understand the outcome. Always include who, what, when, and the scope of authority to make minutes actionable and useful for follow-up. Edit minutes with the explicit questions, "Was this decided?" "Who acts next?" and "when?" and flag uncertain items for confirmation at the next meeting. Clear, precise minutes reduce risk, speed up implementation, and protect organizations legally and operationally.